What counts as an official kill in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater? This question is very important because the game rewards the player with different titles and ranks depending on your playthrough statistics. For example, Foxhound rank requires beating the entire game without killing a single soul, among other things. From a lot of testing and trial and error, I've been able to find the best answer is intentional kills. What are Snake's intentions? For example, Snake pulling the trigger on a lethal firearm? That seems pretty intentional to me. That's an official kill. Or Snake grabbing an enemy and then cutting their throat with his knife? Yep, that's a kill. But if Snake grabs an enemy and then throws them on the ground and there just happens to be a trap there, that's not Snake's fault. Snake didn't place that trap there. Snake didn't officially kill the enemy. The trap did. Now, one of my favorite new quality of life improvements with Delta Snake Eater, we can see our stats on a current playthrough in the pause menu. Right here, you can see I have 0 kills during this current playthrough. I'm gonna go over to this guy and end his life. Sorry, dude. Your sacrifice will not be forgotten, and it was for the name of science. And now when we go to the pause menu, we can clearly see 1 person killed. So yeah, it's real time. There are numerous techniques we can use to eliminate Snake's enemies, so let's start with... Throughout the game, you can find a few different trap holes that are set for Snake to fall through. But you can actually grab one of the enemies and throw them right into the trap and watch them fall into the abyss. If you're unable to grab the enemy and throw them in, you can also just take one of the enemies that are unconscious and just drop their bodies into the hole. And once again, the thinking here is Snake didn't set the trap, so it's not his fault. Pretty much the same line of thought here when it comes to the electric fences. You can grab one of the enemies and throw them right onto the fence and watch them get electrocuted. And once again, Snake didn't install the fence. Snake didn't set the wiring through the fence to make it electrocuted. You know what I'm saying? Snake didn't electrocute the enemy. The fence did. So if you're up in the mountains or if you're in the beginning area where the bridge is, you can have your enemies fall to their death. And once again, Snake didn't kill the enemy, gravity did. So in order to throw them off the mountain, you have to get really close to the edge or you'll encounter an invisible wall and it won't work. Or just grab the enemy and let go of the button and Snake will just gently push them off the edge. This same technique also works if you use the CQC 3-hit combo and the enemy falls off the ledge, or if they're asleep unconscious on the bridge and they just happen to fall off. It's not Snake's fault. If they're on the rope bridge, you can also shoot the ropes and have them fall. Gravity's a bitch, ain't it? This next situation I have never encountered before up until I recorded this video. If you put an enemy to sleep, they might fall to the ground, and if they're up high enough, they can actually die, just like that. I think he broke his back. Brutal. There are a few different venomous animals you can capture in Delta Snake Eater. If you capture them alive with your tranquilizer gun, you can actually equip them like a weapon and throw them at unsuspecting enemies. And if your throw is successful and they get hit by the venomous animal, they'll be injected with the animal's venom and experience a brutal death. And once again, the thinking here is Snake didn't force the animal to inject the enemy with venom. He can't control the animals or tell them what to do. Snake isn't a snake whisperer. So another unintentional kill. So we have the Emperor Scorpion, the Tarantula, and a couple different venomous snakes we can capture. So throughout the game, you can find a few different food storage areas, and we can actually blow them up with TNT, which will leave all the enemy soldiers in the general area hungry. We can take advantage of this hunger and throw rotten or poisonous food towards the enemies and have them eat it. You'll know it works if you hear all the enemy soldiers say, "I'm so hungry. I have eaten in so long. I'm famished." Go ahead and throw some poison dart frogs or a fly agaric mushroom, any poisonous food. Talk to paramedic if you want confirmation, and they will eat it if they notice it. And once again, the thought process here is Snake didn't force the enemy soldiers to eat this poisonous food. He didn't open their mouths and stuff it down their throats. So, another unintentional kill. This one is kind of funny, and it kind of breaks the rules of the intentional or unintentional kill. But if you shoot an exploding barrel and that barrel kills enemies in the area, that doesn't count as a kill. I mean, in my eyes, this seems pretty intentional to me, if you ask me. Snake shoots like a barrel, I assume, full of gasoline, making it explode. It kills the enemies. I don't know, it's just funny. Throughout the game, in a few different areas, we can encounter these hover platforms being piloted by enemy soldiers. I find it funny this game takes place in the Cold War, what is this, in the 1960s, and they have this crazy advanced technology, but whatever. If you put the enemy soldiers to sleep with a tranquilizer gun and they fall down to their death and their little hover platform explodes, doesn't count as a kill. Now this one, I wasn't too sure in the original game if it counted as a kill or not, but in the remake, I got confirmation it does not. It's not Snake's fault the enemy soldiers can't swim or their lungs fill up with water and drowns them. Yeah, totally not his fault. So if you take an unconscious enemy soldier and drop them in the water, that doesn't count. If you grab an enemy and throw them directly into the water, once again doesn't count. Or if you CQC 3-hit combo them and they fall in the water, yep, doesn't matter. Okay, this one I was for sure counted as an official kill in the original Snake Eater. The Delta Snake Eater, I learned it does not. And that is drowning your enemies in the thick, swampy mud areas. So trying to push them in, I encounter an invisible wall, so you either have to drag their unconscious bodies, or do a 3-hit combo, or grab them and then let go, and then Snake will gently push them in. I've seen a bit of confusion online when it comes to this, so I want to clear things up. If you kill any of the enemy patrol dogs, it does not count as a kill. The game only cares about human kills. Alright, take a look right here. I have 69 kills. Nice. Now I'm gonna grab this guy right here and throw him on one of the tripwire traps. Earlier in the video, I said that throwing enemies into the hole traps doesn't count, but to my surprise, I learned if you throw the enemies onto one of the tripwire traps, it actually does count as a kill. So we were at 69, nice. Now we're at 70. So yeah, don't throw the enemies into the tripwire traps and then like the spiky thing comes down from the trees and hits them, because that will count as a kill. Now we're going to test it on this guy as well. And look at that, 70 kills, turned into 71 kills. Yep. Alright, this last one is gonna sound a little funny, but let me explain. You can actually kill the very first Vulcan boss fight and the very first Ocelot boss fight, but it won't actually count as a kill. So if you use your regular handgun, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, or whatever against both of these boss fights, it doesn't matter because it's canon that Snake does not kill either of these characters in that moment, because if you notice, after the boss fights end, both of the characters are still alive and the story continues as normal. So Snake doesn't kill Ocelot and he does not kill Vulcan during the first boss fight. So in New Game Plus, you can have a good old-fashioned revolver duel with Ocelot and not worrying about killing him.
A quick draw duel. Yes! It's the heart of a duel.
Alright, I believe that is every gameplay mechanic and every technique Snake has at his disposal to eliminate his enemies, but doesn't count as an official kill, unless I clearly stated it does count. I made a video just like this for the original game, and I'm pretty sure everything lines up perfectly as the original. This is a very faithful remake, so everything should be the same. I'm pretty sure. If I missed or forgot anything, please let me know. I'm pretty sure I got everything. This was a fun video to make. I actually learned something. I actually learned a couple different things. So yeah, let me know if you learned something. Let me know if I was helpful. And thank you for watching. Goodbye. I love you. Mwah. And also, I've had a cold for a couple days while recording this, so sorry if I sound sick.